الله الله يا الله 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 يا الله صل على المصطفى الهادي المجتبى والآل الكرام. الله الله يا الله 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 يا الله صل على المصطفى الهادي المجتبى والآل الكرام. Don't you worry, follow the sign, leave the story to the divine. Free yourself and say what's true. Be yourself though you may be few.
Dear brothers, sisters and elders, I greet you with the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Oh gosh, it's going to be a long day. I know it's a Sunday, but we need a better response for that, inshallah. So I greet you once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam.
Okay, that's good, because we've got something better. The sisters seem to get more weight there for some reason. So what we'll do is we'll try one more time, and this time inshallah brothers will really give you a good talk, okay? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. That's good. Alhamdulillah. Fantastic. Alright, everyone's awake. Good. My name is Yasin Akhtar. I'll be hosting the event today, and I would like to welcome you to this event organized by Swansea Muslim Youth League, or SMYLe for short. And I would also like to say what a not only lovely day it is here as well, but also a lovely venue in the Dragon Hotel. And the event has been quite rightly entitled "The Future's Bright." And inshallah, with the presentations we will have from individuals, we will see where we can take ourselves after this event, inshallah, with local work in our respective areas. Dayas is a brother, not originally from Swansea or Wales, so need to lighten up the crowd with a nice little joke. I don't want to say anything which is out of turn, so tell me a joke and just say, brother, I can't tell you a joke. That's kind. So what we've given you the opportunity to do is, if you want to communicate with us, you can actually send a text through whilst the talk is going on. Okay? And at that stage, what I'll say is make sure your phones are on silent. Alright? So you don't want to hear too much noise is going on. Phones are on. Keep it on silent. If you want to send a text through, you might have a question, you might have anything else, you might have a message. You can send it through on that, inshallah. Maybe we can light up the crowd. What I will do now is I will formally introduce the first speaker, Mr. Sabin Malik. Sabin is a Principal Community Cohesion Officer in Hounslow, London. She is currently leading on a major study on far-right extremism and religious fundamentalism. Sabin is passionate about community issues and has been actively involved in voluntary work with youth and women's organizations for 17 years. She has been involved in numerous radio and television interviews on national community issues. Sabin is also a commissioner for the Women's National Commission. So without further ado, I will pass it over to Sabin.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all and bless this gathering with thousands of angels. Ameen. It's a real pleasure to see a generation of British or Welsh Muslim youth in front of me. You have real opportunities and challenges ahead of you over the next few years. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for deciding to come to a conference today to learn about Islam when you could have been at home chilling out on a Sunday and relaxing. Now I'm going to use the word British, but that also obviously means Welsh, so I hope you can bear with me. But as British Muslims, we are going through real challenging times. The world has really changed since September 11th and the London bombings. Not a day goes by without a newspaper or a television program saying something bad about Muslims. That Muslims are terrorists, suicide bombers, that we oppress people, that Muslim women have no rights, are not equal, and that we have no position in society. My dear brothers and sisters, is this the truth about us Muslims? I ask you, is this the truth about Islam? It isn't, because if we look at the facts and figures of British Islam today and the world globally, we know that Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world. And we also know that the largest number of women converting to Islam are British white Muslim women, British white Muslims. And why is it that that's the case when people say that Islam gives no position or equality to women? When the message of Islam came to the world 1400 years ago, it revolutionized the whole Arab Peninsula and the world throughout. At a time when young girls were being buried alive, the Prophet, peace be upon him, stood up and said, "No, don't bury your daughters. Love them and give them everything in life." When people were abusing and hitting servants and slaves, the Prophet introduced the whole concept of equality and human rights. In this country, the major pieces of law to promote equality between men and women was in the 1970s. In Islam, it was 1400 years ago. My dear brothers and sisters, it is up to you to find out what the true message of Islam is. Read books and read the Quran in English, the greatest book on this earth. The Quran will explain quite clearly the concept of human rights, equality, peace, justice, protecting animals, protecting the environment, looking after the poor, looking after orphans, protecting old people, protecting widows. The list goes on. And the message of Islam teaches us that we have a duty and a responsibility to everyone in this society. We live in Britain. Britain is our home, and we should be proud of living in Britain. If you travel through other countries, you will see how much this country protects our freedoms and gives us real opportunities. See how poor people are treated in other countries, and whether they have access to free education, housing and health like people in this country. In France and many other countries, Muslim women are not allowed to wear the headscarf or practice their religion. In Britain, we have the freedom to attend conferences, attend circles and openly practice our religion. And as the youth of this country, as the future of Islam in Britain, we need to change people's attitudes towards Islam. Build good relations with your neighbours, your local community, whether they are Muslim or non-Muslims. Integrate fully into this society and make a positive contribution to this society. Make a change wherever you can. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, showed kindness to so many people. He practically helped so many people. I'm sure you all know of the classic incident of a woman who was against the Prophet and Islam. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, used to walk past the woman's house, the woman would throw dirty water over the Prophet, peace be upon him, from her window. One day the Prophet, peace be upon him, was walking past the woman's house, and the woman did not throw dirty water on him. And how did the Prophet react? The Prophet, peace be upon him, wanted to know why is there no water being thrown on him today, and he found out that the woman was ill. And the beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, went to the woman's house and looked after the ill woman until she fully recovered. The woman was so shocked that the Prophet, peace be upon him, treated her with so much love and kindness that she became a Muslim. This is how we should be. There are so many reports that say that Muslims do not mix with other communities. And working at local and central government, I see it all the time, report after report, that Muslims are the lowest in education, that we are involved in drugs, in crime, honor killings. This is how people associate us as Muslims. And we have to challenge the real problems in our community and make a positive contribution. Be the best Muslim and be the best citizen. There is no contradiction. love and good relations with non-Muslims in this country. We shouldn't label them as kafirs and believe that they're all against us. Most British people, Muslim or non-Muslim, have the same shared values and concerns. All humanity is united in its concerns for people, environment, and this country. Many non-Muslims are against the wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Lebanon. Many non-Muslims support the Palestinian people and recognize the oppression that our Palestinian people are going through. And it is also true that many non-Muslims do not know about the true message of Islam. We need to change the stereotypes that people have of us. In my work in government, I have to speak to people regularly in the government, in the police, head teachers, people in prisons, all sections of the community. And non-Muslims are surprised when they see a Muslim woman standing up and concerned about all sections of the community, whether it's elderly white people, young white girls, any section of the community. I have over the years met many non-Muslims who have been good, kind, sincere people, who want to build good relations with Muslims, who've been passionate about human rights, the environment, and who want to end racism and discrimination in this country. There is more that unites us as British people than divides us. My dear brothers and sisters, we should not just be concerned about the so-called Muslim issues, but wider issues that affect all of society. Because Islam is about truth and justice and respect for all. And as Muslims, we should be brave and speak out whether there is wrong or oppression, even if it is against our own people, even if it is against Muslims. So when it comes to acts of terrorism or suicide bombings, we should stand up and say loudly that Islam does not support terrorism. It is wrong to kill innocent people. We do not support suicide bombings. If we are against British foreign policy, we do not use violence, but we use democratic and peaceful ways. We do not kill innocent people. Islam teaches us patience, sacrifice, hardship, and struggle. When we are faced with hardship, it brings us closer to Allah. I repeat, when we are faced with hardship, it really brings us closer to Allah. I've recently been reading about a brother that many of you may know about called Babar Ahmed, who is a British citizen and who's been detained without trial in the UK since 2004. Babar has been in prison for 3 years, and in his writings he says that it has brought him closer to Allah. By being all alone, by only having Allah, by praying to Him and reciting the Quran, it's made his attitude in his heart stronger. And with this real belief that this life is nothing but a test for the hereafter, nothing but a test. Life is like a twinkling of the eye. Who can guarantee me that any of us will be alive here next year, next week, or tomorrow? Who can guarantee us that we will be alive by the end of this day? No one. Not one person can guarantee how long we will all live for. Only Allah gives us life, and only Allah will take our life. Yet we get so absorbed in this life. We think that this life is everything. We look at all the wealth, the bling, the power, and the success of Puff Daddy, 50 Cent, David Beckham, Shilpa Shetty, and we all want to be like that. Yes, we can all dream of success and wealth, but we should use our lives and our money in the best possible way, to remember Allah and to help and serve all of humanity. Our time is very limited and very precious. My dear brothers and sisters, you have your future ahead of you, inshallah. This life is not easy, and Allah will test you in many, many ways. Whether it is through your family, ill health, wealth, oppression, we are all tested by Allah. In April of this year, my 10-year-old cousin Hamza, who was in Pakistan, had just done wudu and he was about to pray Jummah prayer. As he left the house, he was shot dead by a person. He was killed on a Friday. His flight back to Manchester was on the Sunday. Allah destined that he was going to die there. And it transpired afterwards that the person that had killed him had killed 3 people before. who had escaped prison because his rich uncle had paid the system to keep the person out of prison. We are all tested in different ways. But we as Muslims, we should never despair or give up hope, and we should truly, truly have trust and belief in Allah's mercy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says repeatedly throughout the whole Quran, indeed Allah is with the patient ones. Indeed Allah is with the patient ones. Allah the Almighty revealed the story of Prophet Yusuf in the Quran as a comfort and as a symbol of hope. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knew that Prophet Yusuf was not the first believer to be imprisoned for his faith, and he would not be the last. That is why the scholars said that no believer recites Surah Yusuf whilst in any distress, except that Allah will fill him with comfort, peace and hope. Yet after the death of the Prophet, peace be upon him, when there was great wealth and luxury, it is reported that Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu said that the best days of our lives were the days of hardship in which we exercised patience. Dear brothers and sisters, we will all go through real hardship in our lives, but we should all remember Allah's unconditional promise in the Quran, in chapter 65 verse 7. Allah will make after hardship ease. Allah will make after hardship ease. Life is like a book with many chapters. Some chapters tell of hardship, others of triumph. The key to success in life is to never stop, to give up or quit. Champions have the courage to keep going. And as Muslims, we believe in Allah's promise that a better future lies ahead, because Allah's reward awaits us, because with Allah all things are possible. Brothers and sisters, the time has come for us to put aside our differences. We should not discriminate amongst each other, whether Sunni or Shiite. If we cannot unite amongst ourselves, how are we going to bring justice towards the rest of society? Be actively involved in the community, whether on campus, volunteering, charity work, youth work, make a difference. And for my sisters out there, show the world that Muslim women are not oppressed or unequal members of society. Reach the top, make your voices heard. Show the world that Islam gives women the freedom to move, to travel, to get educated, to work, the right to property, the freedom of choice, and the freedom to achieve all our dreams and aspirations. And my brothers, open the doors and opportunities and support our sisters in the struggle to achieve peace, justice and truth. Britain, Wales, this is our home, and the British people, the Welsh people are our people. The future lies in your hands. The future is bright. It is up to you sitting here today, you sitting here in Swansea, to hold the flag of Islam for this country. It is now up to you. The future is bright. The future is yours. May Allah bless you all. Thank you. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
I'm sure you'd agree, Sister Sabin has promoted the past 7 years, straight to the point. I hope that it's been something which we can look at. And I just noted while she was talking, what she mentioned, be the best Muslim, be the best citizen. And sometimes we think that there's a clash between being Muslim or being a citizen in this country, and she's clarified that for us. But one thing I would also like to say, sisters, is Sabin, you have 2 children? 2 children. You're going to work tomorrow again, yeah? Right. So she came yesterday across the M4, paid £5, 10 pence to cross the toll. Okay. Came straight through here. Alright. With the children. And at the end she'll be going back to Council in London, and she'll be carrying the work as normal. But it's an inspiration to see sisters on stage. In future, if I was to be here again in Swansea, another event is organised, I would like to see sisters in Swansea standing up and giving that talk. I would like to see yourself. I would like to see yourself to give that passionate talk to individuals. Someone who is local, understands local issues, and actually relate to individuals. Just like Sabin is doing at the moment at the global level. Nothing is going to stop you from reaching the stars. But what you need to do is have that aspiration for that, and I hope that, inshallah, that gives you that burning desire to do that, inshallah. Yeah, I want to, I did ask, I'm really, I'm stuck with jokes, but I'm a boring guy, I need help with this. So we've got one. A fish swims into a wall. What does it say? Damn. Okay, hopefully we get some more coming in, alright? Okay. Now, I believe we have short videos from Cardiff Islam Society. Okay. Now, the video you saw beforehand was also from them. Okay. And I believe that Hijab Squad and Islam are coming up. So what we'll do is we'll have that. And also what I say is that there's going to be a panel discussion, question and answer session with both Brother Ajmal Masroor, who is going to do the talk after this, and also Sabin will be on the stage at the front. So what we suggest at this stage is we have this do is if you want to ask any questions, brothers and sisters, I mean you have the normal opportunity to ask from the floor. But if you want to, you can write down questions on a piece of paper. We'll have students on the side who can actually give you pen and paper if you need so. Or you can just text your question into me, right? So what I'll do is I'll show the videos now. Okay, let's have a look at this then.